Hello, my friend. Hopefully, you are doing great. So, in this tutorial, I'm going to share you how to create real text script from the application. So, the text script we are going to create, they will be simple, but that will give you some idea how to create real text script on your application. And before starting the lesson, so if you hear any background noise, please ignore it because I'm at home with my family. So maybe we can have some background noise. Okay. So let's open the simple checklist, the package checklist from previous lesson first, and then we can see what we are going to do. So what I'm going to do that I want to make test script for not homepage. I want to make a test script for a successfully case login here. I mean the login for user can log in with correct credentials. Okay. So let's start on it. So before I go into make your test script, let's see about your application first. Here I'm going to open the application on the screen. So, okay, let's analyze a little. So we have a navigation bar here. We call it a navigation bar, and it technically appear display in any form. You see, we always have it here. So the first thing that we need to create a global navigation bar, and then we can use. So our target is that I want to input some valid email format like theory.gmail.com, and I am going to input the password with a character. In this case, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And I want to see some successfully message after I click on the login button. And I will assure that I have a success test here, and I have some test and the button here. I can click OK, right? So in your shortcut here, let I rename the short to something like short backup. And let's create a new directory with the name source, right? So in the source, you already knew that we need to create some other directories. So the first thing that we need to create page objects, right? And the second directory that should be the test flow. The third one will be test data. And the final one should be test script, right? So we will do something for the page objects first. Let's open your Appium desktop and click on the inspector icon to open the inspector application from Appium desktop. So you choose some safe capability here. For me, in this case, it's Android 7, and I click on Start Session. So because when you started your Appium desktop, you already have the Appium server here, so you don't need to start your Appium server again when you run the test script, right? So just wait the inspector screen comes up. Okay, during waiting, okay, we have it here. Let me manually go to, okay, we don't need to go to any other screens. Just talk about the navigation bar first. So we need to create page object for this navigation bar. And because this belongs to nowhere in your functional, so in page object, you may create something like common directory here on the page object, and you right click on it and try to create a new JavaScript file with the name navigation bar here. And we are going to create a page object with the name navigation bar, And as best practice, you need to export an instance here, export new navigation bar here, and then you can use export default, and then you can use in all the places, right? So first thing first, you need to declare some selector value here. So constant, the first thing that is home, web view, login, form, and swipe. So we have totally 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 icon here. So home, web view, login, form, and swipe. So constant home icons. Let's declare home icon equal something like a selector value here, and we will put it later. And the second one, it should be form, right? Icon equal, and we let it blank. And the third one will be constant, should be login icon equal, and constant, we have web view, right? Web view icon equal, let it blank. Constant, let's say a swipe. It's not swipe icons, but I think that's good enough for us to understand what is it. I mean, this icon, swipe icon, front icon, login, and web view, okay? And then we are going to introduce some gesture methods. So let's say we have something like guest home icon, right? And I will return something. Okay. Before doing that, I need to specify something like wait until screen display. Hopefully you can still remember it and what is the purpose, right? So I'm going to wait for this thing, one of them display, and I can assume that the rest of them will be displayed. I already explained for you about that, right? So here I will use the $sign object here, and I'm going to find for something like the home icon, and I wait for display. And in this time, I'm not going to suppose any, I'm not going to supply any parameter like timeout, because we already have it in global text configuration file that you already knew, right? And here I'm going to return here for the home icons. Here I return the home icon here. After I found it, right, I return it, right, when I call the gesture. So the second gesture should be guest home, and we get home icon, and I do the same thing here. That's return should be form icon. That's it. And yes, what's it, the next one? Login, sorry, login icon, and I will return the login icon. That's it. And web view and swipe right. That's web view icon, and I return web view, and yes, swipe icon. I return swipe icon, right? Now we have the basic page object here, and I just introduce gesture, and I don't want to introduce any methods here, because I'm going to use in common test flow. But the thing here, let's think again. We don't need to, we don't need to include those icons in the common test flow, because the purpose of them is just for navigation and nothing else. So I think we should introduce some main interaction methods for this base object, and then we can use outside, but it doesn't matter. In the meantime, you just return the element found on the page. I think that should be enough. So we need to inspect and get the value from the Appium desktop and put inside. So let's see what's in the home here. So you click it and you see we have a content description here. It's the homes, right? So just copy it and then try to use the search for element here. And it should be something accessibility ID, and just put it to make sure that you inspect the right thing. So you see when you click on the element ID and it's now highlighted here, and that means you found the correct element on the screen, then you are now confident to put it here because it's a description, content description. So you need to specify this one and the selector value here, and you do the same thing for web view. So just copy, we have content description here, web view here, and then we put it. Then for login, I think should be login again. Yeah, it should be login here. Okay, we put it here. And then I click on the forms. Here you see the forms, so it should be the same. So the forms, so copy and paste here. And I click on the final one, this is swipe. So just copy swipe here. Okay, here we go. We just completed for the global navigation bar here, right? So the next thing that, let me manually switch to the login screen, or not this one, another one. Let's see, this one. Okay. Click on the login here and let me refresh the source to get the latest screen here on the Appium desktop. So I want to inspect the email and password and the login button, but we already have them, right? So and we just need to copy and we construct another page object, right? So let's create on the page object, because we are going to test for the function with the name account, something like that. So I create, I am going to create a directory with the name account here. And under that directory, I'm going to create a new JavaScript file with the name login here. Enter, and you have class login, and you export default new login. That's it. And now you go back to the source backup here and just copy some base objects from there. So we have the account here, right? So let's see, we have a login, and we also have the sign up for extend or something like that. Oh, here we have a credential from here. Oh, it seems I open wrong. It seems I opened wrong directory. Oh, sorry guys. I opened wrong directories. This is my own directories for some other tutorials. So let me open another one. I'm not sure where is it right now. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Here, this one. Okay. I think I want to extract in this window. Oh, I forgot to extract this. I lost all of the things that we have just talked. So let me do a very quick here. So I'm going to copy here. Should be quick. Sure, backup. And we are going to create a new folder with the name source here. Under this, we can copy all of them, right? We can move. Oh, it's a move, not copy. Just try to cancel. So I'm going to copy all of them here and paste here. Okay. Yep, we have all of them. And then let me delete on here, delete anyway. Okay, let me create another directory with the name command here, and we have new class here with the name. I think I should open file open. I'm going to open the old directory, and then this time I will attach here. You see attach here because I forgot to attach the shortcut, so it's override the window here. So let's just copy this one. I don't want to do it again, so copy, and then we paste here. Okay, okay, we have account command, something like that. Okay, just delete this one. Okay, here we go. So we have navigation bar, we have a login here, but I want to reuse something from the old one that's about login. You see in the account here, we have credential form here, and we export it. So I want to reuse it. So I will create a credential form, just copy here, and I paste here. You already have the credential form in your shortcut as well. So just copy the credential form, because I'm going to, extend from the credential form here. So in the login page object, you already know how to inherit from another page object, right? So just extend the credential form here from this one. Yep. And it's a automatically as in the import page here, but for example, your IDE doesn't support that. You need to import credential from credential form. That's it. Okay. So in credential form, we have the email text field and password text field already. What we need to specify that is the login button. So let's declare a constant with the name login button equal something. Okay. So in this, I'm gonna because for the login button purpose, we don't need to do anything else except click on it. So just introduce a main method to interact with that with that element. So we have click on login button here, and as a best practice, we need to specify a screen with the name wait till screen display. And for this screen, I am assuming that when I see the login button, that means the whole screen is displayed, right? So let's wait for that login button and wait for display. Okay. So okay, so this is wait for display, and for the click on login button here, this is login button and then click. That's it. So we have a credential form, and we have the login button extend. So I think it's good to go. Oh no, we still need to do one thing. That is, let me manually do input some email here, because we need to inspect element on the what we call it, the successfully message, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, enter, and let me refresh the source from npm desktop. Here we go. We have a success here. So we have an Android ID. We have the ID here. So we have Android ID or title, and we have the Android ID message here, and probably we have a button. It's a button one. So just like to specify one thing in the account that is another page object, right? So it should be we call it the message, login message, pop-up. Yeah, I think that's good enough for the name. So we specify a class with the name and we export a new instance, export default new login message pop up here. And okay, just a moment, guys. Sorry, I need to turn off the camera just a while. Yeah, and we have a login message pop up here, and let's see what we have on that. So we have a success here. So it stands for title, message, and the button, right? So we have something like we need to specify some selector value first, constant. Should be something like message title, right? Message. Should be something like message title equal and constant message contents equal just less than blank. Constant message accept. Just call it message accept constant here. Okay, and then we are going to create some gesture. I don't know whether we have something like generate the gesture here, because I remember that we have it IntelliJ for Java programming. Okay, just manually do it. Guess message title, and then we just less than blank. And the second one that is get the message contains, and we guess the login button, right? Yes, login button here, and guess message content. Okay, I think that's good enough. And as past practice, we need wait till element it's not element screen display, and we wait for something like the message title, right? Should be enough for us. Should be message title wait for display. So should be global wait for the screen. And this I'm gonna do something like return the message title here and up here. Okay, I return the message content here, and finally I return the login button. Sorry for the background noise. Message accept button here. It's not login. It should be something like accept button. Let me close the door. Oh, something wrong with the camera, right? But it doesn't matter. Something wrong with the camera. Okay, that's fine. So now the next step that we need to do that. So we have login navigation. Okay, let's create a test flow. We already have for the login flow here, right? So we import from page objects accounts login. Let's do it again. Import login page from dot slash and we have a page object, and we have account, and we have a login here. That's it. And we have a login by login. So we create under the test flow. You create a directory with account, and you create a JavaScript file with the name login flow, because we want to combine some common step to flow, and then we can reuse in other places, right? So let's say we have a login base here, and we have an email test field, set value, and we have a login base, and we have a login base. So password test field is not email test field. I think something else. Yeah, okay, this one. And we have to click on login button, and login base should be click on login buttons, right? So we have a login with credentials, and we supply email and password here, and we have a verify email test field. Okay, in the meantime we don't need it. Okay, so we have a command test flow here. Let's go to create a test script. So let me delete all of the old things here, just delete them. Okay, do refaster. Okay, and I'm going to create a new JavaScript file with the name login 001 is go test case 001 login, something like that. And okay, so here we are going to create a new test suite, right? So let's say we are testing for account function. This is the test suite name, and our test script is should login successfully. Okay, so before doing that, I want to create some test data. So in this case, I'm going to create a JavaScript file with the test data with the same name here. So it should be something. So you create a new folder with the name test data, and under that you create a new directory with the name account. And what you're going to do, that is just delete it and do again. You already knew it, but let's do again. So we have JavaScript file with the same name with the test script here. We have test case 001 login. So that means this data is for the test case 0 login. So let's specify a constant with the name valid credential equal email equal something like toe@gmail.com. And we already have the password from 1 to 8. Sorry for the background noise. Keep just playing around. Okay, and you'll go into Xbox. Let's say we Xbox DOS login data equal something like valid credentials inside first, because we may have something like invalid credential. Let's specify something else. Invalid credential and invalid credential. Yep. So we have test data, we have command test follow here, and we have navigation bar. Let's see anything else. Okay. So in the login follow here, I think we need to call the navigation bar to click on the login form first, right? So let's import the navigation bar from // page objects, and should be under command and navigation bar. So I'm going to use the navigation bar dot login icons and I click. That means I want to navigate to the login form before input some value on the screen, right? So let's see, everything's okay. So go back to the test script here and I go into inbox tuning that the inbox login data from // test data and account and test case 001 data here. So, and the second thing I want to import that is the command test flow, import the login flows from // from test, should be from test flow and account should be login flow here, right? So I want to create a new test flow. Let's specify constant of variable. It should be okay. Constant login float equal new login flow here, right? And if you come back to the login flow, you need to supply the email and password. If not, it will input nothing on the login screen, and we are not able to see the login message successfully here. So we need some data. So we have something like login data here, constant equal login data first. It should be login data. Login data here, and I'm going to destruct. You still remember the structure technique? So the should be valid. Should be something like valid credential. No, it should be dot valid. Okay. Let me see where we can destruct this one more elegant. We just need to export this one. Yeah, we just need to export valid credential and invalid credential. That's enough. And here I want destruct something like valid. Oh, something wrong here. Let me come back again. Not export like this is not correct. Export a whole object here that is valid credential here and invalid credential. Come back to the test script here. Let's see, we have a login data. Okay. Here, valid credential here. That's what I want. And I want to destructure email and password from the valid credential. Email and password here. So when I create a new test flow, let us apply the email and password here. After that, expected 0. Oh yeah. So I'm going to create a constructor with the name, that's the email and password here. Okay, I didn't tell you about the constructor before, right? So let's keep it simple first. Let's just new login flow here. Just cut them, and I call login flow dot login with credential, and I supply here. And we have the login icon, click, input email, input password, and click on the login button, right? So here, I want to introduce something in the login that I need to verify login successfully. So I want to track that whether we can see the login successfully message. So I'm gonna import the what it does. Let us see again. Login message pop up. Login message pop up from the page object here. So here I'm going to see that last say something like message title equal login message pop-up dot message title and then get tag. And I'm going to do the same thing for the message content, and should be message content dot get tag. And finally I want to do something like I want to verify that's whether the message title is correct or not. This is the message title. Let's specify that the current message title, and let me specify that constant expected message title equal something. Let me see, success, right? And constant expected message content equal something like you are login, something like that. You are login here. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to use the expect methods you already know from WebdriverIO, right? Expect that I expect the login message pop-up dot message title. It should be message title to have test. So okay, I don't want to specify this one. To have a test, that's the expected title here. That's it. And I do the same thing for login message contents. And to have test, that's the expected message content here, right? And after that, if everything is okay, that means the verification okay, I am going to click on the accept button that I call login message pop-up dot accept button dot click. Yep, we are good to go now. So I'm gonna call this method from the test script here. So after login function, login with credential. So I want to return this. That means I can apply method training and call this function again. So I will call something like dot verify login successfully, you see. So now your test script is readability. So login flow, login with credential, email, password, and then verify the login is successfully, right? So just copy the path here and then input in our test script to make sure that our test script works properly. So let me copy back from the content root here, and I go to open test script file. Here I want to delete all of things here. I don't want to keep anything. Here inside, let me specify the path here. It should be /sure test script account, and we are going to run this one, right? So everything is okay. So you already have the Appium server started when you start the Appium desktop tool, and now you open the terminal. Then you specify npm test and you specify the tag configuration file path here, and then you enter. Let's see what happened. Okay, it's now trying to launch the application. Technically, it should work, right? So we click login, input email, input password, click on login. Something wrong with the click on login button, right? So let's see what is wrong. Invalid selector in account function CSS selector is not supported. Yeah, but from our observation, something come from this one, this one. Oh, we forgot the login button. So what's the login button value? We can come back to get the value from the source backup here. We already have it. So just copy, right? Where is it? Here. Yeah, run again. Enter. So for this tutorial, it's longer than all the previous lesson, right? But after you understood this lesson, from the next one, I will go faster. Because this is very important for you to see how to construct from beginning time. Login, something, so we click OK, but something does happen after that. Let's see, locator CSS is not supported again. So probably it come from somewhere else after this one, right? So login OK, click OK, and expect this and message title. Oh God, we forgot all of those things. Just come back again. So I think we need to close this inspector and start again. Sorry for any inconvenience it's maker. Just come back and try to get the selector value and put inside. Okay, let me refresh the short. Manually doing something like doe@gmail.com. Up. Enter. Yeah, and try to refresh the source. And inspect. Let's see what is it. Let's say Android ID wallet. Make sure it's work for us. Up. It doesn't work for us. Also the ID. Yep, this one. Okay, just copy back here. Copy it here. So we have an Android, something like that. And another one is the message contents here. And the last one is the accept button here. Okay, run it again. Okay, it's launched the application. Click on login button. Oh, something wrong with the, oh, it is trying to use the accessibility ID. But what we have is not accessibility ID. Let's see, what is it? Is it not accessibility ID? It's a resource ID. This is, you see, it's a resource ID. Title template should be this one. Test view. Okay. It should come from resource ID here. Okay. Let's see how we deal with the resource ID here. I don't think. Okay, so we need to use expert in this case. Yep, we need to use. I think we need to use expert in this case. So let's specify something like // where resource ID equal this one, and let's say we need to close this one, and we are going to do the same things here and close this one. Here. Okay, run it again. I'm not so sure that's how we deal with the resource ID before. I thought should be shorter and should be more convenient than expect, but anyway, just put expect first to see whether it works properly for us. Okay, login. Oh, namespace with prefix Android has not been declared. Okay. Resource ID equal. Oh, it's not a mistake. We missed some double quote here to specify the contents. A lot of mistakes today for me. You probably hear a lot of background noise today, right? Today is Friday, and kids just keep playing around a lot. Yeah, everything is okay now, right? The test script is back, and we can see it's clocked on the accept button. So you see, I introduced something new from expect. That we have resource ID, and we can specify like this. So let me summarize a little. Try to minimize all of the things here. So you construct a new source folder with base objects, test data, test flow, test script, just like before. On the base object, we have the account and common account. Why we call it account? Because we assume that we are testing for account functionality on the application. And the command is for some common base object or for command part on the screen. In this case, it's the navigation bar. On the account, we create a credential form here, and you remember we export a class, a template, not an instance, okay? So we create another object, a base object that login, and we extend the credential form. And in this case, we export a new instance. So we create a login message. So we need to combine from page objects to some command flow. In this case, I combine login with credential and verify login successfully. Finally, in the test script here, so you import the test data and you import the test flow. After that, you call the test flow, and login with credential and verify login successfully here. So just a small thing, and I think you can get the idea. We don't need another separated session for it. That I'm going to create a constructor with the name email, parameter email password here. And that means every time I create a new instance of login flow, I need to specify them. And what I'm gonna do is this dot email equal email, right? That means I declare a property with the name email, and that will hold the value email from parameter. This dot password equal password, and I just delete all of them here. Just this dot email and this dot password. The things here is maybe we will have another command test flow inside, and we want to reuse the data that we supply from our test script. So that means we can use them. So here when I create a new instance here, I just specify those value here, and I just call the object, the methods. So just run again to make sure everything is okay. But I think it should work. So you can stop learning right now in this lesson if you want, if you have anything else to work. Okay, let's see. This lesson is longer than other lessons, right? Yeah, everything works properly. So try to keep practicing and keep learning. See you in the next lesson. We are going to create a new test script to for something like the form here, right? And you guys uh, can do the rest yourself, but I will try to do for form, try for sprite, and after that we will create a reporter for you after you run script and you want to see some awesome response, right? And then we will talk about web view, we will talk about parallel running, tracking, Docker, something like that. So bye for now and see you in the next lesson.